Hey guys, Ryan here bringing you your weekly recap on what we covered in class this week. And for those of you who were here this week, Eric took the floor as it will be his last time training in the training center, but he won't be going away forever. So I want to recap some of the things that Eric talked about. He talked about a lot of things. I have some notes here from Kevin, so we're just going to hit a couple things in this video, not to overwhelm you. One of the things that stood out for me, as maybe some of you guys, was you will only call as high in an organization as your mother will let you, right? So how many times have you heard Eric say that you got to get your mother off your shoulder? She's the one that's making you unable to pick up the phone and call people. So, which leads to another question. How many of you are journaling each day to do the work to untangle some of those scripts and to make sure that we don't get entangled in them more often? Number one. Number two, Sandler. It becomes the way you communicate, not just something you use to sell something to somebody. Kevin and I were just chatting before this. If your sales system is one of those on-off things, as Eric was talking about in class, do you think that maybe your prospect feels that lack of genuine, wholehearted presence, or do they feel like they're getting sold something? Because the whole point of Sandler is to communicate as effectively as possible. It's a communication system. One more call. We did the numbers. We found out that one more call would equate to maybe 250 extra calls per year. So you can take that rule literally. One more extra call, 250 calls per year. Surely you will close something from one more call per day. But you could also take that figuratively. Where in your life and in your sales role can you add just one more thing you do every day that will add up to actually a significant number at the end of the year? So literal and figurative there. The prospect writes your 30-second commercial when you learn his story. Another great nugget from this week's class. Let people talk, because that allows them to feel comfortable, and it allows you to really understand where does your product or service actually fit into their world, and then boop, just 30-second commercial comes out perfectly because you're actually talking to them about their world. Which leads to the final thing that Kevin and I were kind of riffing on before this, was the disc element. You don't get to have a personality conflict with your prospect. We're paid to understand other people and to understand how they make choices and decisions and what's important to them. DISC is one of those super powerful tools that you can use to understand other human beings and to communicate to them in a way that they will understand. We've often said that it's kind of like a communication dialect, just as we have dialects in the South and in the Northeast and so forth. So those were just a few of the nuggets that Eric shared. It was a great class, a lot of interaction, a lot of good reminders for me, Kev, and the rest of the gang, as always. So if you guys want to learn more, of course, you can reach out to us for any help at any time. So until next time, guys, good selling.